dilemma is a confusion as to which stream to choose. So here at school, we already have as a stream. Last year we started commerce, and this year we are going to use humanities as well. So we have three options for science, commerce, and humanities. Now, what I am going to say is to tell you more about commerce, and colleagues will tell you about science. Now, to introduce students.
Gitanjali ma'am, sorry to interrupt. There is some network issue at your end and your voice is not coming clearly.
Okay, let me stop the video and see. Is the voice better?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll do it without video to listen right now. So at Commerce out here in Trinity Global School, the subjects that we offer, the first one is English, literary, as per CBSE, we have to do it. Then we have maths, we have physical education, we have, to begin with, I'm going to tell you because this is a subject that you should know about. So in class, we have two branches of economics, which is microeconomics and statistics in economics. Now, micro, the word is small. It will help us to understand the economy, a very small micro level, problems and solutions that our country, that our economy faces at a level. Along with the subject that you study is statistics, which is numbers, and it helps learners to skills in collection, organization, presentation of data. And it also tells about how to study tools to analyze and economic information. So it's a bit theory, it's a bit of maths. So economics has a bit of theory, a bit of numericals, and statistics, numbers. And when you move to 12th, again you'll have two branches of economics. One macroeconomics. Now macro word means holistic, large. So when in 11th standard you at an individual level, the problems and solutions. And in 12th, a bigger picture. We'll study bigger problems like inflation, unemployment, demand, supply, etc., etc. And then we have Indian, which is completely theoretical. It will tell you from the 47 from how India has with the different economic reforms that the country has adopted. Some of it you already know, like for example, the LPG policy, liberalization, globalization, privatization. So you'll get to know more about your economy there. Now the question is, to choose economics, then what could you do after your? That's the question. Now, if you choose economics as your core subject, core means main subject in your graduation, you can do BA economics, which is Bachelor's of Arts subject. You could do BBA, Bachelor's of Business Administration. And BBA also has specializations like you can be in banking and insurance, and so on. And go up to graduation, you can respective master's degree. Like if you do BA in economics, you make economics. BA, you could do MBA. So that's how you do it if you take economics. And then what kind of opportunities will you get in the job field? So economics offers a large number of opportunities in the job world, in the employment opportunity. You could become a financial analyst, become a data analyst, because you'll be studying statistics. You could become an investment banker. You could study about so many policies. You could become a teacher. You could become a professor. These are so this is about the mainstream subject, economics. Now, let me tell the students out here that economics as a subject is not individually allocated only to commerce. We here at our school, Trinity Global School, we are offering economics even to those students who will choose humanities. So this subject is common to both the streams. So children who choose commerce can study economics. Children who take up humanities will also get a chance to study economics. The second subject of commerce is accountancy. This is a completely number-oriented subject. So this subject teaches us the procedure of documenting, calculating, summarizing financial data. There's a large amount of financial data which is there, which needs to be organized and put into tabular form. So, if you were ever seen in newspapers, there are balance sheets which come out of the public sector units, banks, etc. This subject will also teach you how to make a profit and loss statement and other financial statements. Study them, prepare them. It's a very interesting subject, and one would really enjoy learning new concepts and playing with numbers out here. So what you can do after your 12th, if you choose economics as your accountancy as your core subject. Now here, the most sought option that we have seen is that students prefer to appear and become chartered accountant. So chartered accountancy is the most sought profession. Children also look forward for BCom. BCom is Bachelor's of Commerce. If you do your BCom, you can do your MCom, Masters of Commerce. And just like if you had economics to do BBA, you could do BBA in Finance and Accountancy if you choose accountancy as your core. You could also do Company Secretary, CS. So these are just a few options that I think there are many, many more. And one could, look for opportunities in the field such as you could become a banker, financial analyst, an auditor, a risk analyst, financial manager, a financial advisor, etc., etc. Now, the third subject is business studies, which is completely theoretical, which will teach you about the different reasons why business is done, how do we start a business, etc., etc. So just to bring it to a close, we have main subjects: economics, accountancy, business studies, maths, English, and physical education that we'll be offering to our students who choose commerce. So this is about commerce. Now I would like Pooja ma'am to tell us more about humanities so that the students have a better understanding of the new subject that we are offering out here.
Thank you very much, Gitanjali ma'am, and a very good afternoon to one and all present here. And I, along with my colleague, Mrs. Vidya, will go through the stream humanities. And we'll be talking about some of the major and popular subjects of humanities. So to begin with, humanities, one should understand what actually humanities is. So it's a blend of some subjects like philosophy, like psychology, like political science, like history, like economics, as Gitanjali ma'am said, it is being offered in humanities also, geography, legal studies also. Now, legal studies, just like economics, is being offered to both the streams, that is humanities as well as commerce. And with humanities, it ensures that, anyone who takes this humanities, then their 21st century skills are enhanced, like skills like what? Skills like, empathy, mindfulness, critical inquiry, and compassion. And most important of all is the communication skills. So of course, this is what humanities is all about. Now let's start with political science. So basically, political science is nothing but the study of how the government works. It actually makes us aware of our rights and our duties. And it actually teaches us and makes us aware as to how a particular polity, how a particular country works. And definitely it helps in giving and ensuring good citizens to the country. So this is a very important subject, I would say. Now, as far as its course contents are concerned, there are two books. One is Indian Constitution at Work, which I would say is nothing but mini constitution. And the other one is political theory. As far as their marks bifurcation is concerned, out of 100 marks, 80 is for theory, 20 is for projects. Now, I would just like you to just have a glimpse of the top colleges which offers political science. So it's not as per the ranking, it's just I have named them randomly. So of course we have from Delhi University, there are ample of colleges like Lady Shri Ram, like Miranda House, like Hindu College, St. Stephen's, Ramjas. We also have some prestigious colleges like St. Xavier's College in Mumbai, Christ University in Bangalore. We also have Ferguson College in Pune and Jadavpur University in Kolkata. So these are some of few I am naming the top colleges. Now let's see where does political science takes us. Now usually the mindset is that political science means civil services, but it's actually not. There are plethora of opportunities which one can avail for, particularly in this contemporary 21st century. So of course, civil services top the charts, but you have, they have career avenues in political analyst, journalism, intelligence service agency, which means RAW and CBI in our country, international relations, which also can take you abroad and can give you jobs in embassies. We have law, definitely, and we have reputation managers. Reputation managers is the most futuristic career, and it is actually one of the contemporary career prospects in today's time. Now let's go to the second subject, another important subject of humanities, which is history. What do we study in history? So about whom do we study? We study about human beings, and what? We study about the past. And past in the sense, whatever has happened, it is not just the study of past, it is actually supported with evidences or sources. So everything around us has a history. So this history is equally important. Everything has history. Even if you will opt for commerce, you will take up business studies, initial chapters would be about history behind business studies. You see how history is important, right? Now here is this course content as per CBSE. So it's divided into 4 sections: early societies, empires, changing traditions, path to modernization. Now I would quickly brief you with the marks bifurcation. Out of 100, again 80 is for theory and 20 is for your practicals. Now let's get going with certain top careers in history. So these are few. Because of paucity of time, I'm not referring to, here also there are plethora of opportunities. So first of all is archaeology, museology, museum curators. These are very promising careers I'm talking about. Archivists, historians, history experts, teachers, which mean in academics, and of course, civil services. Now let's come to the most interesting part, I would say, because this is my subject. So it's definitely legal studies. Children, I would like to say that legal studies is nothing but is a study of evolution of legal studies in India. It's about different laws and different acts which we refer to, So we are going to study about all those things like family law, like criminal law, like property law, like arbitration and conciliation. So all these things would be taught in legal studies. Now, this is, something which I would like to just share, just one thing, that this legal studies was introduced by CBSE in the year 2013 and 14 academic session. And the entire law colleges, universities, and curriculum across India, they are regulated by Bar Council of India. Now, 10 reasons why we should opt for law. I would say diverse legal career options, nothing like, any other subject, it's ample. Growth and opportunity anytime, even during, in this COVID time, this was one profession where the lawyers were never sitting idle, right? Financial rewards, client service, diverse practice areas, intellectual challenges, of course, prosperity, prestige, global perspective, and definitely dynamic environment. Now, these are certain, just a glimpse of a few career prospects for law graduate, in 21st century. So there are ample of career avenues in the government sector. Like you can appear for judiciary examinations. There are different levels of judiciary examinations. You can become law officers in different departments of the state government and the central government. Then you can always become, also join army as a law officer. They have a different pattern of examination for themselves. And we also, there are ample of career avenues in private sector. So like, again, you can join as, there are top law firms across India, which I'll just show you a glimpse of. So you can join there as law officers, you can join there as solicitors, you can join there as legal managers, you can join there as, even you can join as legal law officers in private sector banks, like ICICI, HDFC, IDBI, Axis Banks, etc. Then there are ample of opportunities in academic. I need not say that, be it in school, be it for universities. You can always go for a very prosperous academic career if you take up law. Then another important point here is that you can get jobs in international organizations like UN, which is again a very a contemporary career perspective, I would say. Now, I would quickly apprise you with just, some of the most integrated law courses, which is being offered in today's time. Okay, it's very much, it's integrated courses, which are very popular in contemporary world now. So we have BA LLB, which is, of course, an integrated course of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelors of Law. So you can actually appear for various law entrance examinations just after 12th. And these integrated courses, some are of 5 years, some are of 6 years, right? Now, there is also BBA LLB. So you see here, it is Bachelor of Business Administration and Bachelor of Legislative Law. And there are ample of job opportunities here. We have BTech LLB. Now, this is a 6 years duration course, wherein it's a mixture of Bachelor of Technology and Bachelor of Legislative Law. Then we have BAc and LLB. See, even, that's why I say that legal studies is a multidisciplinary subject. So it's like Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Legislative Law. Now, how? If you want to become a forensic officer, now you must have a background of science, but you must also have a background of law. Otherwise, if you're not sure about the laws, about the sections, then how would you go forward with the, become a successful forensic officer? So you see, these are the integrated courses which are very popular. And of course, few good colleges are offering these integrated courses, right? Now, we also have BCom LLB, which is Bachelor of Commerce and Bachelor of Legislative Law. And again, here, there are plethora of job opportunities. Now, you can have a quick glimpse of the renowned law institutes. Again, they are not as per the ranking. I have just, named them randomly. So we have Faculty of Law, University of Delhi, but DU offers only 3 years course, which you can pursue only after your graduation, which is of another 3 years course. But Banaras Hindu University, Nalsa University, Hyderabad, then we have National School of Law, Bangalore, which is the topmost in India. They offer integrated courses of 5 years, right? Now, quickly coming to its content. So we have, it is divided into 5 units in class 11th. We have Theory and Nature of Political Institutions, Nature and Sources of Law, Historical Evolution of the Indian Legal System. And we also have, if you see, the 5th unit, which comprises of, family justice system. So there you will be reading a lot about various aspects, like you would be learning about marriage and divorce laws, children protection laws, domestic violence acts, okay? Then the Property Act, all these are what you're going to learn. And as far as marks bifurcation is concerned, out of 100 here, again, 80 is theory and 20 is project. Now, I would say that legal studies is something which, can actually go with even commerce, and even a child after science can appear for these entrance examinations, admission examinations for law. Now I would invite Vidya ma'am to take from me and move ahead. Vidya ma'am, over to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Pooja ma'am. And you have explained the subject so nicely. I hope children don't have any confusion about them. So to begin with, I have psychology here. Before I tell you what psychology is, because it might be a new subject for you, I think we don't have a subject like psychology till 10th. So before that, I would like you to see what is the content, what is the course structure of psychology in grade 11 that you are going to study. Ma'am, please, can we have the next slide? Fine. So this is the course structure. I mean, course structure, when I say, I mean that what are you going to learn about psychology in grade 11? Okay, so as you can see on the screen, there are like the entire course for grade 11 is divided into 9 different units, starting with what is psychology. I mean, nature of psychology, obviously we'll be learning. It then sees the methods of inquiry. Like psychology is nothing but a science developed, I mean, after a lot of, struggle and all. It is developed as a science now, and it inquires everything. Like it does not give just the assumption, it does not assume anything, it inquires and then gives us sure set results, right? Fine. So after that, we learn what are the bases of human behavior. Basis of behavior, like it could be genetic, it could be environmental, it could be social, anything could be the base of your behavior, the way we behave, right? Then we study about human development. Human development is something that allows you to learn about the changes that happens throughout our life, right from the birth to the end of the life, right? Then we go on learning the processes, various processes like sensory processes, attentional processes, perceptual processes. Then we have learning, then we have human memory, then we have thinking, and then we have at last motivation and emotion, which is again another very interesting chapter. Now, we will learn in detail when we meet in the school, in the classes. Now, what psychology is? You would be thinking, what is the subject where we are going to learn about all these things? So psychology, if we define it, we can say that psychology is the study of mind and the cognitive processes through the observable behavior. As I told you just before a few minutes, that psychology is a science. It does not assume anything. It just gives you a clear-cut idea, a clear result after the testing and all. Fine. So observation, we do observation as we do in science, and then we give a result. So psychology is a science that studies the mind and cognitive processes through the observable behaviors. And just a thing to remember that where there are humans, there is psychology. Never forget that. Psychology is everywhere in the world. I would say in the universe also, like humans are on Mars, humans are on Moon. So wherever the humans are, psychology is there. So always remember that. Now you would think, why to study psychology? Where can it take me? So the answer is right here. Like any other subject, psychology also lets you enter the world of like education or the careers. These are some courses that you can do after opting for psychology as a core subject in grade 11 and 12. So you can do doctors of psychology, which is a doctor's degree that you get. You can do PhD, that is the highest educational degree, I would say. PhD stands for philosophy of doctors of philosophy in psychology, right? Then you can do MS. MS stands for Masters of Science in Psychology. So psychology is mixed with science also. So never think that psychology is only humanities. And then you can do MA in psychology, which stands for Master of Arts in Psychology. You can do BS, which stands for Bachelor of Science in Psychology. And again, BA. So these are like BA, PhD, MA is known to all. Science, I mean, combined with psychology is something new, I believe you would see. So these are the educational things that you can do. Now, what are the career prospects? So as I told you that where there are humans, there is psychology. That means you can go anywhere in any field. Like every field is open for a psychologist. Okay. So you can become a educational psychologist. You can become counselor. You can become a sports psychologist. You can become clinical psychologist. You can become a developmental psychologist. I mean, I cannot count it on fingers. There are many. Like whichever field you like, you can get into that field after learning psychology, right? So I think we are done with psychology. I would take you to the next subject, which is sociology. So sociology, again, before we go to see what sociology is, But I would tell you, you must be aware of this subject. Maybe the name is different, but you would be aware of the subject. When I'll explain you, you will come to know. So what is the course structure? Before that, we should have a look on that. What are you going to learn about sociology when you come to grade 11? So you have, like you can see, this is divided into 2 units. One is introducing sociology to children, and the other one is understanding society. So it's clear with the name only. First, we understand what sociology is, what is the nature of sociology. And again, as ma'am was saying, everything has a history. What is the history of sociology and all? And then when we come to the next unit, it's understanding society. Society is something where we live in. We human, we make society. So we'll be learning what society is and how we form it and what are the rules and norms of that. So there are various things that we'll learn. Now the question arises, what is sociology? That's very important to understand. So if we again define sociology, we would say that sociology is the study of human behavior in society, like how we behave in the social settings. That is what we study in sociology, right? Then again, as I told you, it's a science that studies on that studies human behavior in the light of scientific evidences. Fine. So there are many, like we do observation, we do reasoning, we analyze the available data, and then we also have the theoretical things, we gather the knowledge, and then we interpret the results or the behavior of humans, right? So let's come to the next slide and let's see what is there. Okay, so this is again a very interesting thing. Every social science, I would tell you, the subjects of humanities, I would say, is connected to each other. Okay, once you study one subject, it's not that you're studying only one subject. Somewhere or the other, you are connected to other subjects as well. So here you can see that sociology is connected to anthropology, it's connected to history, it's connected to psychology, it's connected to economics, it's also connected to political science. So when we study one subject, we explore the others as well. Now we have the biggest question that one could have in mind, why to choose any particular subject? Like what would be the career when we choose sociology as our main subject? So again, I will tell you that sociology, obviously, like where the humans are, like humans make society, and humans are everywhere, so society is everywhere. And similarly, you have the job option everywhere. Like there are some common jobs in academic fields, like being a teacher, being a professor, right? Or you can choose for research, or also you can go on doing some researches. There are some specialized unique jobs that you can do. You can become a sociologist or you can become a social worker. There are some jobs like they are not traditional ones, they're non-traditional, but very appealing jobs, I would say. You can become education administrative. You can become a lawyer, as ma'am was saying. It's a combination of various subjects. And then there are some other jobs, like you can become human resource management. You can choose that also for your career. You can even become a psychologist. Once you choose sociology, it's connected to psychology. So there are various career options. Now we come to the next subject. I believe it's geography. Okay. So this, I think I need not explain you what geography is. But yeah, this is something you have been learning from, I think, grade 5 or 6. So this is very interesting. What are the course structure? What is the course structure? What are the things that we are going to learn? Once you choose geography as your core subject in grade 11, what do you learn about that? So you can see that it's divided into 3 different parts. First one is fundamental of physical geography. Second one is India's physical environment. And then the last one is practical work in geography. So marks distributions are also accordingly. I'll let you know once you come to the class. Then what geography is? I know you people are aware of that, but still I would like you to just have a recall of this. Geography is something, I would say, like we study about the only planet. It allows us to learn about the only planet, to explore our knowledge, which has the life. You know, the entire universe, Earth is the only known planet where the life is possible. And one cannot count how many species, how many type of people are there, how many type of species are living on the Earth. So geography is the subject which allows you to dive into the ocean. Okay, how the Earth is originated, what are the landscape, how people live, how they evolve, the cultures and their traditions, everything we learn. So geography is divided into 2 parts. Here you can see one is human geography and the other one is physical geography. So human geography allows you to learn about the cultures and all, traditions, and the physical geography allows you to learn about the formation or things of, I mean, that's not formation, the structure of the earth. Now, what are the careers in geography? That's again an important question. For every subject, when we choose a subject, we think like why to choose, why to invest our time and money in that particular subject. So again, I would say geography, you have a lot of career options. Here, just to name some, like you can have the jobs directly related to geography. You can become an environmental consultant. You can choose geography like jobs where you can use the transferable skills like related to geography. You can go in administrative job for government, or you can go for finance. You can choose banking sector. You could choose marketing, and there are some others. Like if you want to continue with geography later on in your life, you can choose the academic field. You can go for researches. You can become a teacher, or you can become a professor. So many fields are open, and they are ready to welcome you once you choose the subjects and you just go on studying. Okay, I think I'm done. Now I would like Sudhanshu sir from here onwards to take over for science.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. For a moment, I'm just unmuting everyone. So good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon,
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good. So before getting into something what we will be discussing, what all we discussed here? Anyone? Anyone? Which all subjects we discussed?
SST.
SST. Okay.
Humanity.
Okay. Atulya?
Psychology. Yes, sir.
Which subject we discussed here? Ma'am, teachers, respected teachers brought in.
Sociology, humanities,
okay.
Commerce.
Okay.
And commerce.
Anybody else also can try? Soumya is there?
Sociology.
Okay. Arpit is there?
Yes, sir.
Legal studies, sir.
Okay. Which subject you understood well? Anyone? Arpit?
Accountancy, sir.
Accountancy? Okay. So let me get into something which you are already familiar with, and then we will talk. I'm just sharing my screen, and I think most of you will know what I'm sharing right now. Are you able to see this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, good to hear that. So, anyone can read out the bold letters, which starts with W?
Which one to choose in class?
Which one to choose in class?
Okay, good. So coming back to the, I'll just talk directly now. So what to choose? Is it commerce? Is it humanities? Or is it science? TGS offers... Hello?
Science.
Just wait. We'll talk. So I'm just again unmuting you all, and we'll talk. I'll give you a chance. The question is, we have to study, right? We have to study after 10th. Studies should go on. So when the studies should go on, there has to be some subjects. And when we say about subjects, there could be a number of subjects. So at TGS, we are offering three different streams as of now. One is commerce, one is humanities, and the other one, what we already had, that was PCM, PCB, that is what you call science. So when I say science, science has got two different verticals. One which goes with mathematics, the other one which goes with biology. So the combination goes like this: physics, chemistry, maths, and the other one is physics, chemistry, biology. All right. So the point is, we have only two different subjects in both the combination. one pursues with maths and one pursues with biology. The basic difference is the biggest difference. I hope you understand. If I unmute anyone who can actually explain me, Atulya, can you be able to explain me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So the difference is in biology, in PCB, we won't be able to study maths and
Wonderful. So
physics.
you can study maths. Maths is already there. Nirmal?
Yes, sir.
What is the difference between getting into a PCB and PCM stream apart from saying कि उसमें biology है, इसमें maths है? PCM और PCB में acumen में क्या फर्क है?
So we can take admission in an IIT college with.
No, again like, it is okay. I'll just sum it up in a very simple way. आपने Newton's law of motion पढ़ा? Everybody has studied Newton's law of motion, right? Everybody would have studied that. Now, if I make a question, there's a question given to you of physics which has some scenarios of projectile related with gravitation, and they are asking you to calculate the final velocity of a substance. So there are 3, 4, 5 concepts involved altogether. And then you reach to a particular solution. And there is another question which says the initial velocity of an object is this. Time taken to reach at this place was this. The acceleration of the product was this. Find the final velocity. What is the difference now? Anyone?
Sir, different goals.
Question is, okay, Vinit, good. Point ये है कि math acumen में you have to be a bit derivative. You have to link, you have to correlate different concepts, and then you have to come to a solution. आपका एक ready-made कोई formula नहीं है. With that, you have to actually derive something, some concepts to be correlated, and then you come to a solution. The other question which I said, it's a direct formula-based question. So you have to retain such concepts with you, and you can directly apply. So this is the basic difference between a physics, chemistry, math combination and physics, chemistry, bio combination. Coming back to my slide, I'm again coming back to my slide. Is the slide visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So if you see, I have written just below the picture, there is something called physics, chemistry, math that equals to PCM group, and physics, chemistry, biology that equals to PCB group. The career prospect, as rightly said by one of you, PCM में engineering streams के लिए आपके लिए रास्ते open होते हैं. You can do B, you can do BTech, CDA. What is CDA? Anyone can answer? Anybody? Okay, CDS सुना होगा? Nobody has heard. Not able to unmute? Hold on. संतोष सर एक एक करके अनम्यूट कीजिएगा तो किसी को. All right, CDA is Combined Defense Academy. Like NDA, what you have? National Defense Academy. Another one is CDA. So when you go with maths option, you have an option to get into BE, BTech, CDA. You can also get into BCA courses. So these are certain courses which you can actually apply for. When you get into a bio stream, the very first thing which comes to all of you is doctor बनना है, doctor. MBBS. और MBBS नहीं हुआ तो क्या करेंगे?
BDS.
BDS. और BDS नहीं हुआ तो क्या करेंगे अमर? फिर से एग्जाम देंगे.
Sir, biotechnology कर लेंगे.
Okay. So I'll tell you, there are many streams in biology, many streams. MBBS is one. Then you have BDS, another one. Then you have got biotechnology, which is either it's a 3 years course and a 4 years course also. One is called BSc Biotech and one is called BTech Biotech. That you can take by opting PCM or PCB both. You have to write an exam and you get qualified colleges, and accordingly you pursue your career. Then there is something called bioinformatics. There's something called clinical research, biotech engineering. Then you have genetic engineering. Anybody has heard about biomedical engineering?
Sir, the manufacturing of medicines.
No, that is B pharmacy. Biomedical engineering is, if you see the picture again, I'll come back on the screen. Is there anything which is unique on this picture?
Sir, the manufacturing prosthetics.
That robotic arm, right? So we are blessed with a lot of options. Like God has blessed us with everything. We have got all parts of our body well in place. So there are people who are actually not blessed with the entire thing. So biomedical engineering is a form, is a place, is a study where you actually make certain body parts and make people able to do their work normally. That is biomedical engineering. Clear, eh?
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to the next slide. Is my next slide visible?
Yes.
All right. So what I say, आपको पढ़ना जो भी है, depends on you what you want to study. And उससे ज़्यादा important है कि आपको interest किस field का है. Another most important point is what you can actually command. And commanding something doesn't come automatically. You have to have an interest out of it. So be it PCM or PCB or commerce or humanity. If you have an interest towards a particular subject, you please pursue that particular subject as a subject for your career. Yes, when it comes to PCM, you need to have an analytical, indirect problem solving approach. I'm giving you certain hints, which can actually help you in relating that, am I able to do that? Or am I not able to do that? Because halfway when you go opting one subject, there is no looking back. You have to pursue there. So for PCM, you have to have a proper analytical, indirect problem solving approach. Like I said, 4 or 5 concepts all together mix up and there has to be a solution to a problem. So you have to look into that aspect. Are you able to do that? Then you just cannot take it for a sake. You have to keep your dedication live all the time and should be consistently followed. If you do not do that, you will be left midway, no directions with you. And maths, if you really have an interest towards math, you really can't live without maths. PCM is the best option to look forward. While PCB, life science has to have an interest area of yours. The remaining points remain same. And there has to be a retention skill in solving the direct questions. As I said, if a formula-based question comes, you should be able to do it on your fingertips. That's how the pattern of your competition comes up for PCB. If you do not have a formula-based acumen, it will be a little difficult for you to derive and solve because time is very less. That's how the questions are framed. Time duration remains same, but the pattern of the question is such a way that you can actually take maximum questions if you have that formula-based approach. Now, what at TGS we do with you? If you come at TGS, we cater you with a very customized way of giving you a solution where you actually develop your own problem-solving skills. You keep questioning to our mentors, to the mentors who are there with you, and they give you a very student-centric approach. Like if you're not able to solve problem 1 of the first chapter also, the teacher is there to help you out with the first question also. This is not required that the way the class is moving in. Where you have a problem, you can actually approach to the teacher, get into the books, get the basics right, and then you move forward with your concepts clear. We have a hybrid model of online and offline subject experts. Like as you all are aware, we have a tie-up with Quota team who actually deliver their video lectures with us. And we take our offline teachers, mentors, they explain these concepts physically here also. So we work both the ways. And we progressively track which questions we deep dive into such a level that we even track which questions were you not able to solve, what topics were not clear to you. and which subject is a bit problem for you. So we work accordingly and we give you a free environment where you come up with your own concept and you develop a skill where you can solve the entire set of problem. I don't say that you will become a champion, but I will make you ready where you can actually win a dream college seat of yours. This is how PCM and PCB will work. So over to you. Any questions you have to me? Anybody has any question? हाँ, एक बेसिक चीज जो मैं बताना रह गई मेरी. As I asked, have you packed your 10th class books? If anybody has packed it, keep it live and open, because that 25-50 pages book is now getting converted into 200-300 pages book. That's how your course will elaborate. So the basics should be always there with you. You just cannot keep the book back. Yes, for time being, you have kept it back, but those concepts will be utilized in your higher studies. So keep your 10th and 9th books alive with you. That's an advice. I think whatever I had to say, I brought it to your notice. And if you have a question to ask, I'm here. Teachers are here. Respect to any subject, any questions. Rest, Ishtiaq will take it from here. And we are there to answer your question. We're waiting for your questions.
Before we start, I would like everybody to unmute themselves and raise their hands so that we can be open for the open house. And any question you students are having, our teachers are here. We all are here to support you. From any of the streams you want to ask any question related to your career, you can definitely ask. So it's open for the open house.
Can the videos be on? If you all can switch on the videos. What happened? Confused? Grade 10. Where are you all? I don't see anybody's faces turning up. Sarthak, no questions from your side?
No, sir.
Soumya? Shalvi is there?
Yes, sir. No question.
No question, Shalvi. Okay. Sonakshi, any question? Ashmit?
No, sir.
All right. Amar, any question from your side?
No, sir.
No, everything is clear.
Of course, sir.
So, shall I ask questions? Then if nobody has a question, I'll ask questions.
Sudhanshu, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Actually, what I was thinking when they are saying no question, I was coming up with a question like, are they clear what they're going to do after 10th or not?
That's what is my question. That's what I
have
wanted
they,
to.
have they decided?
Acha, chalo, ek karte
about your goals after that.
Yeah, let's do it this way. Arpit, what do you want to do? Commerce, humanities, science?
Science, sir. PCB.
Math or PCB?
PCB.
PCB. All right. Shall we?
Sir, biology.
Biology. Good. Shubham? Shubham, you're there?
Science, sir. Yes,
Science,
sir.
I know.
I am here, sir.
Science में क्या?
Sir, PCM.
PCM. Aditya?
Yes.
Aditya Raj?
Yes, sir.
So what's the
PCM,
plan?
sir.
PCM. Sarvagya?
Yes.
Humanities, sir.
Wonderful. Oh, Ishtiaq, sorry. Oh, you're not a student. Aryan? I couldn't hear you. We couldn't hear you, Aryan.
PCB, sir.
Okay.
Biology.
Aryan Soni. Biology. Pratyush Prakash. Why videos are not on? Aryan Soni?
Sir, PCM.
Is that so difficult that I can't see you? Okay. Aman Raj, Aryan Raj.
PCM सर.
नहीं, ये कंफ्यूजन है. PCM कौन से वाले का? कॉपी 1 का PCM है या कॉपी 2 का PCM है?
सर आर्यन का सर.
आर्यन का. और अमन का? अमन की शक्ल दिखाओ. तुम क्यों बोल रहे हो? उसका शक्ल दिखाओ. हाँ.
PCM सर.
ओके. दैट्स द रीजन आई आस्क कि दोनों साथ में ही हो ना. गुड. श्रुति. Shruti, you there?
Yes, sir.
What do you want to do?
Sir, humanities.
Okay. Lekhraj?
Yes, sir.
What is the plan?
Sir, humanities, sir. Law.
Okay. Satyam Keshri?
Yes, sir.
What's the plan?
PCM, sir.
PCM. Okay. Yes. Ashmit?
Yes, sir.
बोल के बताओगे, गा के बताओगे?
नहीं, बोल के बताएंगे. PCM, sir.
Okay. Good. Atulya?
PCB, sir.
PCB. Vinit?
PCB, sir.
Amar?
PCB sir.
Anand?
PCM.
PCM. Sumit?
Yes.
Sir, PCM, sir.
Okay. Rishabh?
PCM.
PCM. Arsh?
CB.
Ayush? Ayush Patel?
Humanities.
Okay. Sanidhya?
Sir, PCM.
PCM. Rohit?
PCM, sir.
Karthik?
PCM sir.
Shreya?
Sir, biology.
Only biology?
PCB, sir.
Okay. Aniket? The basketball boy?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What's the plan? PCM, PCB, commerce, humanities. क्या पढ़ोगे आगे जाके?
सर अभी भी कंफ्यूजन है थोड़ा सा.
All right. Think. Take your time. No hurry. Take your time. ठीक है? But decide anything which you decide should be something comfortable with you. All
yes,
right?
Sir.
ठीक है. Aditya Nandan?
PCB, sir.
Shivam Singh?
PCM, sir.
Zed? Can I see you, Zed?
Sir, PCB.
I'm not able to see you. Samya?
PCM, sir.
Roshan? Roshan, are you there? All right. Manas?
Yes, sir.
What's the plan?
Sir, PCB.
Okay. Ayush?
Sir, PCM, sir.
PCM. Mohit Raj? The badminton boy, right? Mohit?
Yes, sir.
Am I right? Badminton boy?
No, sir.
Then?
I am football boy.
You are a football boy. All right.
Yes.
So, plan?
PCM, sir.
PCM. Anyone left whom I have not asked? Mayank?
PCM, sir.
PCM. All right. I think I have asked everyone. So who all have said humanities? Can we have the hands raised for them? Okay, one by one, unmute. What did you understand from humanities? Sarvagya, can you start?
Sir, humanity is basically a subject about the study of society and the study of human behavior, and about how we are beneficial to the society. For example, law studies and economic studies. So they're all about how about like civil services. They're all about studying about the society. Which is sir, it is basically all a part of sociology.
Okay. Lekhraj, would you like to say something? What you have understood?
Yes, sir. In this, like Sarvagya says that in this we study about the society and about the legal studies with all the articles and the
Okay, got it. Ayush Patel.
Yes, we study about surroundings, about how the evolution in society happens, etc.
Okay, good. I think the whole idea here was to make you understand where to move on, what direction you should proceed, because you are our kids, and the situation has been not that great that we can counsel it directly face to face. So we thought of meeting you all once, at least over online platform, and make you understand. Do not panic. Think of a place, think of a subject, what you want to go for, and then decide what you want to do. Do not frame it just because others are doing it, you should also follow it. Find a way where you find your interest, take a decision accordingly. I think I'll pass the mic to Ishtaq. He will take it from here.
Thank you, Sudhanshu. So, dear students, we have arranged a platform for all of you so that you can understand the various streams which we will be offering it to you, be it humanities, commerce, or science, so that you can make a decision and it would be easier to you to understand, because after completing your 10th, you will be looking forward for your career. So we have provided whatever requirements you are having. Hope this suffices it. And moving forward, on your behalf, I would like to thank Sudhanshu, Pooja ma'am, then Gitanjali ma'am. Other teachers are also with us, Lakshmikant sir, Vivek Thapa sir, Tokir sir, Sanjeev sir, Vidya ma'am. So they have taken out time for our students so that they can use it in the best way possible. Last but not the least, I would like to thank Santosh. Thank you so much for arranging this program for our students. And dear students, hope this will help you out in the best way possible. So just to intimate you once again that we'll be starting our classes from 17th of May. That's all from our side. Thank you so much. ध्यान से रहें, safe रहें, घर में ही रहें, ठीक है? And make the fuller utilization of the online classes. Thank you so much.